Hey guys, Takamasaki here. Welcome to a random question generator. Now, this is not a game. This is a question generator. I was bored and this kind of sounded like an interesting idea. I don't know what these questions are going to be, but as you can see up here, it's from the students.washington.edu page, and there's a floating duck on it. So it can't be like, what did you shove up your butt for a nickel or anything like that. I don't think those questions are going to be on here because, yeah, it's a kind of a college thing. Can I move? No, I can't really move that in without totally screwing that up. So let us not quick for question. Let us click for question. I clicked on the first one just to make sure it works. I don't know how many questions there are, but I have a lot of time. So, what's something you learned in the last week? Oh shit, I kind of struggle with that because I feel like I never learn anything. Like it seems to be kind of a thing when you get older. You don't feel like you learn something every day. It's not like I learned how to play the banjo or something like that. I mean, the stupidest thing I can think of is I've been watching D. Brunsky, I think is his YouTube channel, and he's like a hardcore Diablo 2 guy. And I wish I would have watched him before I kind of made, well, I guess it wouldn't have applied to me because most of the stuff I saw was for sorceress. But I wish I would have learned all the rune words and stuff. Like he said, there's a bunch that are really easy to get, where to farm and stuff like that. I mean, that's kind of something I learned. I learned where some new Pokemon Go gym locations were. I'm really scraping the bottom of the bucket there, but I don't really, like, nothing ever immediately pops into mind for something that I've learned. So I think I'm kind of like, no, I don't know. There's really nothing. I can't put anything else there. So let's click next question. What is something that you can never seem to finish? Something that I can never seem to finish. Getting my house clean, like all the way, like a decent clean. I mean, most of the time it's okay, like at best. Something else I can never seem to finish. Doom 2 master levels. I'm sure there's tons of games I haven't finished. Other than that, something about me likes to see things through, so there's not a lot. Like once I start things, I do feel the urge to finish things. So that's not really so much of an issue. Why is this just, it's just hypnotizing. Such a happy guy. But yeah, there's not really a whole lot that I haven't finished or never seem to finish. The dishes, that's, yeah, it's all really house related stuff, like just housework and yard work and all that stuff. Just stuff I don't want to do and don't really have a lot of time to do. Anyway, what is the best compliment you ever received? Best, like, ever? God, I don't, like, I can only think of lately. Like, people, I don't know how I come across on this, but I think the best compliment that I've received, this was probably years ago, like people always used to say I'm really charismatic in person, but I don't know how much that translate, hopefully somewhat over the camera. It's not like I'm any different, but it's just, I don't know, it's a different setting when you're in person, and this looks off-centered, and I can't seem to finish getting this centered. But yeah, that's really all that I can think of, like, immediately. Nobody ever comes up to me saying, it's like, hey bro, I like your different length beard hairs because you haven't shaved in a long time, or God, you look really hot because it's really hot in the house and I don't want to turn the fan on and have background noise. So that's the best I can think of. Oh, somebody said I could sing well too, and I think maybe they were smoking crack or something, because I mean, I do practice that sometimes, but it's not something I've put that that could go with something I've never seemed to finish, like singing. That's something I've always wanted to do. Just something about this is another that I'm gonna go off on another tangent that's not related to the question. So let us click for next question. What is my theme song? Oh, you know what? Oh, I got it. Hold up. I got this. I can just play the audio for that. I've played this game on my channel, but it like something about this song I absolutely love. So hold up. Let's go. Hudunk. Wait, no, you play. No. You don't play it at 151, you douche. So if you guys aren't familiar with what song that is from Secret of Mana. Whenever you enter, it's not every village, but most villages. Like, this is like a very happy, upbeat song, and I just love this song. So it may be my favorite song, but I don't know if it's my theme song. Sure, we'll use it as my theme song for now, just because. Like sometimes, like I'll admit, like at work sometimes I'll just have this blaring in my ear. So stupid. Just listen to that jam, man. I love it. It makes me smile just listening to it. But I'm gonna put it down before I get too enthralled in that. So let's click to the next one. That is the first one that came to mind. Well, I guess depending on my mood, we could also switch it to. We'll switch it to. This reminds me of something that I'll bring up in a second. Oh God, I can't remember the. Sometimes it could be. So this is the Ruins theme from the same game. So this reminded me, my son was out here playing on the computer, and I was in the bathroom, and I was about to shave, and I just put shaving cream all over my face, like all the way up on my forehead and over my eyebrows. So the only thing that wasn't covered in that were my lips and my eyes. And I kind of hit a lot of the lights, and I like started walking after him like really slowly with a serious look on my face. I don't remember what I was holding. I think I was holding like a spatula or something like that, and just slowly walking at him. He turned around and saw me and just about shit his pants. But yeah, that was just okay. I'm having way more fun with this than I thought I would. What's the best thing you got from one of your parents? Like item wise or traits wise? Wow, that's actually a tough, serious question. Who would be the best president of your world? No, the best thing, man, they helped me so much through freaking everything, especially my dad. Holy cow, man. My dad gives a lot of time to help me out with my kids. I can't thank that dude enough for that, if this is what we're talking about. So I don't know if he's ever going to see this, but he's huge in my life. It kind of makes me feel like I look back, and like when I was a teenager, I was kind of going through like a depression from like a long ass time, and yeah, that's another story. If it asks about that, I'll go into that. But yeah, he really helps me out through all the shit that's been going on in my life. He's there for any kind of support. I mean, they both are, but just my dad's been here physically more, but I know my mom is there too if I ever need my mom too. So god damn, this got serious real quick. But like I don't know, like the best physical thing, like I don't know. It's like I don't know. They got me Merida. They got me. I don't know. I don't even know where I got this. I think I got Disney Infinity 2.0 from a thrift shop. But like I don't know. They always give me like little stuff. Or like you know what, like this got me thinking about Christmas time. And when you were younger, like my parents would always get a new blanket and like new underwear and socks, and you always hated that shit when you were a kid. But as I got older, I started to enjoy it a little more. Like I like having new underpants and under socks, and a new blanket every year was absolutely awesome. So I kind of made sure I don't give my kids socks and underwear every year, but I try to get them at least a new blanket. But at least my middle child, he's like always in that thing. So it's like, hey, at least somebody's getting some use out of it. My youngest one's too young to give a shit. My oldest one's too old to give a shit. So there you have. Okay, let's move on. I keep going on different tangents of what this is used for. So, who are some of your heroes? Oh my Christ. I don't know, like, I don't really put people up on that kind of, like, not like idols or anything like that. Like, kind of like role models, I guess, but I don't know if I would consider them heroes. Because heroes are for people that, like, I don't like to use that word as much lightly. That's for like a firefighter that goes into the burning building to save your kid or to save you or something like that. So that I try not to use that word just kind of generically. But there's a lot of people that I kind of look up to. Like there's a lot of YouTubers I kind of like look up to. I like obviously the big people like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. It's like, man, I wish I had that kind of stuff and be able to do stuff like them. But it's like, you got to be yourself. So this is the result of that. H.C. Bailey was one of the first people I started watching. And I think he's probably one of my role models. I don't know if he's still making videos or not. I mean, I guess I could look, but I mean, look, I'm curious to see if he's. I think he's still around. H.C. Bailey. Like, I haven't watched him in a long time, but he's playing Xenogears right now, and he's on episode 99. He's uploaded that 9 hours ago. So if you're interested in looking at a new YouTuber, he's got 92K subs. Woo! Holy shit, 4.6 thousand videos. So that kind of stuff's impressive. I like looking at people's like libraries. Like, holy shit, those guys have been through lots and lots of videos, and I think I feel like I have a lot with, like, I'm almost up to 1150 since I started doing this, and that's a lot, but holy cow, a lot of those guys just put in a lot of work. I mean, obviously, going back to the parents thing, like, what have they given you? Just, I mean, like I said, I don't know if I want to use the term heroes, but yeah, they are just all of my family, really. Like, I have a lot of awesome cousins that I just adore, and just aunts and uncles who are just awesome people, and I know they would all be there for me if I ever needed anything, but again, I'm kind of going off, but here we go. What's on your bucket list this year? I don't make goals like that usually. I'm really a lot of a fly by the pants person. Some of the things I think I might have mentioned that on the other YouTube video I did, where I was just bullshitting into the camera kind of like this, but I didn't have a lot of goals, but one of them was to lose weight, which I'm down roughly about 40 pounds. I went from 207 and I got down to 167. I'm probably like 173-ish, 174-ish, because I've been eating like a dickhead because I'm on vacation and I can. But yeah, I did that, and then a very basic upload a video every day, or at least one video every day. Excuse me, this is super fizzy Diet Coke. But the other thing I wanted to do, which was kind of YouTube related, was I wanted to start live streaming. And I'm honestly kind of considering that now. I might actually test that tomorrow or later tonight. And another thing was, it's kind of a weird, but this was kind of new, but to stop like don't get too hooked on any mobile game. Like I actually I deleted a lot of the apps that I was playing. Pokemon Go is still a, so I'm just clearing off a message there. But Pokemon Go is still a thing I'm going to do quite a bit because that actually gets me outside, walking around, talking to people. So that is a game I'm going to continue to play. But I think that's actually the only game. I think that's actually the only game I'm playing right now. Oh, I still have the Pokemon Quest game up, which I might delete, but I might do a follow-up video on that if anybody was interested in that. But yeah, that's really, like, I downloaded Gardenscapes and Homescapes, and I deleted those too because, well, those just started getting annoying because I hate games that throw a bunch of shit in your face and don't just let you play, and they started doing that, so I'm like... But yeah, Shop Heroes I played for like 2 years and got rid of that. Just overall be more active, which I have. I think there was more, but I can't. I think so far I'm doing everything I wanted to do. Like some of the goals are hit already, and some of them. Oh, this is a yearly thing, but I'm taking trying to get 5,000. Just get yourself some kind of financial plan. Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys care to know, but it's kind of on a yearly bucket list. But just take 5,000 and just put it towards whatever debt you might have. If you have any credit cards or student loans, just put something towards that and get rid of that shit, which I'm hopefully trying to do within the next year or two. And then throw 1,000 and it's kind of like Dave Ramsey-ish. I think a lot of that came from Dave Ramsey. Just get out of debt and all that nonsense. But yeah, I think that is it. To the best of my knowledge, other than going to parks too, which that kind of just sprung up in when the weather started to clear up a little bit. I've been taking my little one to various parks, and those of you who are on my Facebook page have seen all that. Just, I mean, it's not super interesting to me, but I mean, to probably anybody else, but it is to me. And I think it'd be cool for if my little one wants to ever look back on that. He's like, oh yeah, Daddy did stuff with me once upon a time, and then he got too old, and now he's all crotchety, and he can't get up and do nothing. So that is, I'm going to leave that there because that is all I can think of off the top of my head. So next question. Pancakes or waffles? Oh, dude, I love me a Belgian waffle. I'm glad it actually asks a ridiculous question. They're both delicious, but something about a waffle will actually hold your syrup. But I really like those thick-ass Belgian waffles for some reason. I haven't had those in a long time. I'm not really a pancake or waffle person, to be honest. Thinking back on it, I don't remember when the hell I've had either of these. It's been... I honestly can't even answer that because it's been probably 2 years since I've had either of those. Because like even when I go over to IHOP, it's like, yeah, give me a burger. Not IHOB, IHOP. Yeah, I'm glad they switched that back. Good publicity stunt. It got them a lot of attention. But yeah, it's... I think I'm gonna lean waffles. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. What bends your mind every time you think about it? What bends my mind every time I think about it? Thermodynamics and its laws thereof. Bends my mind every time I think about it. Oh, Jesus. This is actually a difficult question because nothing is coming to mind. Bends my mind every time I think about it. Ooh. Did that mess? Hold on, I just changed this. Make sure it didn't F anything up. I don't think I have an answer for this. Because it's so easy in the day of Google. You can just go and... Trying to solve a Rubik's Cube? I mean, that's like the most generic thing that comes to mind because I got my daughter one of those for Christmas. And, like, I can get one side solved, and I can't. Like, I know there's a bunch of algorithms and stuff, and it'd probably be very easy if I were to just sit down and look at it and just try to figure it out, but it's just something difficult. Playing instruments, like I really wanted to learn how to play the violin. It's just that's more of a time thing. And I guess you could put the wanting to sing thing in there as well. And it doesn't really bend my mind. It's like I know it's something that just takes practice. It's just not, I don't know, it's just not something that is like like that. But yeah, that I really don't have a good answer for those. So that's the best I can do for that, I think. What's the worst movie you've ever seen? Oh, Christ. Worst movie I've ever seen? I haven't seen The Room, so I can't say The Room. I've seen lots of clips and I've seen lots of reviews of The Room. But I have not seen The Room. We used to do a movie night every Friday or every weekend, but now I can't. I know we've watched some shitty ones. I thought there was one with like planes that wasn't that great. But to call it the worst one I've ever seen, Howard the Duck was pretty bad. Looking back on it. But that actually scared the hell out of me. That the evil guy at the end of that one. Or was that yeah, there was that, and then Roger Rabbit too. The ending of that. I'm not considering that a bad movie. I barely remember anything about that movie, but just the guy at the end scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. The worst movie. This is another one where nothing really jumps to mind. Is like, oh, that's absolute butt, and I can't think of anything that comes to mind. I thought Maximum Overdrive was pretty ridiculous. I think that was like, is that one of those that are based off a Stephen King book where like the machines come alive? And I thought that was always really ridiculous. I mean, that's not really a bad movie either. It's more ridiculous than it is anything else. I think I've seen a couple of the Chipmunks movies, and those are extremely bad. Oh, the shit you do when you have kids. But yeah, I really don't have a solid answer for a definitive worst movie I've ever seen. So let's go to the next one. What is one of your favorite smells? What the one of my favorite smells? Vanilla? That is probably one of my favorite. I used to not like cinnamon, but now I have so much cinnamon gum in my locker at work. When you open it, it's just oof. It was on sale for like $1 a pack, and I just chew gum religiously. So I bought, I think it was like 30 packs of 16. So it's just filled. But like on people, people don't have to smell like anything. Like people that smell clean, like the ladies that smell clean. No, just in general, just clean. I mean, it's hard to say, like, not so much the chemical smell, but I guess that's part of it. Like after you've been cleaning the counters and shit, like that just, what the hell is that stuff called? Spick and span. It has a mild chemical odor to it. And the smell when you're by certain water, not certain lakes around here, because certain lakes smell like dead fish around here, but other lakes, like when you get out towards the bigger beaches and stuff, I like that smell when the water's coming over the air, or the water is coming over the air and killing everybody. No, the air is blowing over the water, and as long as there's not like, turds in the water, it smells just fine. wet wet earth. I like that smell. And I'm sure there's one more. I'm sure food is like a huge, like any kind of food when I'm hungry. It's like, oh God, you got to do a Homer Simpson and drool. All right, next question. What's something you wish you'd figured out sooner? Oh God, something. Mm, something I wish I figured out sooner. There's a lot. Some kind of personal. Um. Uh, so, not to be afraid to talk to people that you don't know. Don't be afraid to get to know people. It took me till I was probably like 24, 25 to really start coming out of my shell. And that is kind of, again, I've kind of blamed that on a little bit of depression, but I am kind of an introvert too. Like, even now, even being on vacation from work, I'm just mostly by myself. So that's, I don't know if that's something I guess that's something I figured out. Don't be afraid to talk to people, like, about shit that's going on if you need to. I mean, just do that. There's always somebody who's willing to listen. Just be there for other people, and other people will be there for you, I think, as far as that goes. Um, wished I knew how to start making better YouTube videos, but that's not something that's gonna happen. This is about it. This is the top. This is the top of the barrel, folks. This is what you're getting. A sweaty bro who doesn't turn a fan on because it's 8,000 degrees in here and it's probably 20 degrees cooler outside. And there's a window, like, I can almost touch the window. I mean, there's one right there behind those gaudy curtains. But be that like how much your parents love you, all that kind of stuff. Like, just there's a lot of shit like that. I just didn't. All that was in my 20s though, like early mid 20s. Just, yeah. People aren't all bad. Most people are good. So, yeah, it's kind of. I'm gonna move on from that one. Let's go to. What is the? Oh, we already did that one. What issue will always? What issue will you always speak your mind about? I like. If anybody asks, I'll say whatever I think about that particular subject. I'm not one to like force my views on people because that's just stupid bullshit, and nobody cares about my shit like that. I mean, it's just my opinion, right? Like, nobody really gives a rat's ass about anybody's opinion at the end of the day. So that's just most of that stuff I keep it to myself. But there's not really anything I speak out about. So, I mean, I'm sure if I had all the time in the world, just don't be a dick to people. I guess that's about as far as I can go. What languages do you speak? English fluently, and minor bits of yeah. I mean, I speak little bits of Spanish. Like, the people I work with, I try to talk to them in Spanish, but like when they talk to me, I can't fully understand it when it's, especially in a factory setting that's kind of loud. So it's hard enough to do that, but in my head when I'm trying to formulate a sentence, it doesn't come out perfectly. So it's, yeah. Estoy practicando, pero estoy mierda. Yeah, yeah. I would love to be able to speak more. Like, I know a little bit of French. I was taking, like, I think I mentioned that on my channel before, Duolingo, which is like a language app. I should get that again because that is actually kind of fun. And I know a little bit of Laotian or Lao just because there's like 4 or 5 Laotian people on my line, people from Laos. And I kind of like, it was kind of a thing recently where it's like, please talk English at work. I'm just like, teach me your language. I like learning other languages. So I just know like Kup Jai and Zhao Nam Lai And I think there was a couple more. Maasai. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Again, in factory settings, it's really hard to determine like between P's and B's. But yeah, I would love to learn to speak French. I mean, I can speak a little bit of French. Like, je suis la homme and je suis la petite fromage. Le petit fromage, not la petite. That's Spanish. Je suis le petit fromage. I am a little cheese. So that's great. Um, and un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six. I think it's six. Sept, huit, oct. And then I forgot what 9 is in 10. Dix? I don't know. But yeah, I would love to learn to speak more. I mean, you could. I know a lot of Spanish, but I don't know enough Spanish to hold a conversation. What are you interested in that most people haven't heard of? Pokemon Go? Lots of video games? What am I interested? Like, oh god, Maple Story 2, but that's so new. Oh, I'm beta testing that game, and I love every freaking inch of that game. Interested in that most people haven't heard of. The singer Veela, Veela. You could look her up. She does a lot of collaborations with people, but she does the bulk of the singing. Yeah, she's got her own YouTube channel. Arguably one of my favorite singers that nobody's ever heard of. Other than that, my life is pretty straightforward. Wake up, go to work, play a couple hours of Pokemon Go, YouTube, and go back to bed. That's really every day, pretty much. So that's really all. Yeah. What makes you cry? Oh, friends and family. Like when people are really upset. I mean, that bothers me. Like, I mean, not just like something is wrong with them and they're just unhappy, but like when they're like really, like, yeah. It doesn't always make me cry, but it gets me watery eyed. Another thing that, I mean, these are kind of made for that, but I went through a YouTube compilation of, I've been through all of those videos where there's either, it's like the wife and family are surprised that the soldier is coming back home. I went through a long phase of that. That got me pretty teary-eyed. And even the dog one, like soldiers coming home to their pets and the dog just goes absolutely bananas. But more recently, it's there's two that I didn't ever know about. And that was people that, one is colorblind people, and then the other one was like being deaf. And there's for the colorblind people, there's something like, I think they're called Enchroma or Echroma, and it's just they put these glasses on and then they can start seeing all these colors that they haven't seen for possibly ever. And then it just, like, they can't speak because they're looking and like they can see green and purple and orange, and it's just like that kind of stuff. I really like that kind of stuff. And then there's a lot of videos of deaf people getting I don't know what that's called either. I'm sure it's just some kind of implant or something like that, but just like how they react when they start to hear people talking for, again, maybe the first time in their life or the first time in decades, and like that kind of stuff really gets to me. I think like happier events, like friends getting married and stuff, I'm kind of a sucker for that kind of shit. I hate that I am, but I am. Yeah, I think I'll probably be that way if my kids get married or when they get married. And I mean, like obvious stuff like funerals and stuff. I mean, that's the whole purpose of that. But that's pretty much that for that question. Pet peeves. Stupid questions. No. Just general impoliteness that kind of bothers me. Um, like excessively OCD. I mean, there's people that are like OCD about some things, but like people that are just like they have to have their way constantly. Those people kind of like. I mean, it doesn't like bother me at the end of the day. 'Cause, I mean, nothing really bothers me at the end of the day. I just kind of leave it all in the real world. And I think there's pizza sauce on my keyboard, and that is disgusting. I have to talk to a certain 10-year-old about pizza. But yeah, there's not really a lot. Like people on the road kind of bother me. Sorry if you can hear the scraping. This is really gross though. But but yeah, like something about a car just turns us into dickheads. I don't know what it is. Have you noticed that? Like everybody is super impatient when they're in a vehicle when they wouldn't be anywhere else. I mean, maybe. Oh, what the? It's disgusting. You. But yeah, something about a car just makes us. I mean, I'm guilty of that too. I'm not like a road rager. I've never pretended my gear shift was a rocket launcher and I pressed the button to make sound effects. I would never do that kind of thing. But yeah, that's really about it. Stupid ass loud rap music, like in people's car. I don't mind rap music, but like when you roll up into a gas station where there's gonna be kids and stuff there at the store, and you got homie in the screaming whoever it is, like old school Eminem, or I can't think of a lot of good examples. But yeah, fuck the police, shoot that motherfucker, like all that kind of stuff. Turn that shit off. God, I hate that stuff. Somebody, one of my friends was saying, I think I heard this from somebody, or did I read it somewhere? Shit, I don't know anymore. I'm getting too old to remember that kind of stuff. But it was kind of a quote I like to say now, that it's whenever you hear somebody's loud music, and you know what you never hear people say is, man, I like that song. I wonder who sings it. So that's one of my things. Hiccups. Speaking of that was a little burp, but for some reason I hate hiccups, and I hate sneezing like extra, because I get really shitty allergies, and I will sneeze like 10 times in like a 20-second span, and that just drives me bananas. Okay, moving on from that, what are you a natural at? Oh God, I hope making fart noises. I hope somewhat entertaining people. I mean, that's what makes me the happiest, so that's what I feel like I hope I'm a natural at. Getting along with most people, I think I'm decent at that. I mean, nobody can get along with everybody, but I think I'm a decent people person at the end of the day. That's really about it. I'm not natural and don't have a lot of skills. That's why I'm a YouTuber. When people come to you for help, what do they usually want help with? Daniel, could you please leave? Just basically to vent. I mean, not so much that people really need help, they just need an outlet. And I seem to be that for some people. I seem to receive a lot of gossip, which is just weird. I don't know why, but I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm not going to spread it. But if you want to, gossip, I'm not going to partake, but it's, if you want to, I'm here to listen. Other than that, I don't think people really ask for help. Hey, you want to take out this raid with me? Sure, yeah, I can do that at Pokemon Go. What? I don't know what my best birthday is. Are you kidding? I don't remember my last birthday, let alone my best birthday. I can remember some of my cakes when I was little. That's kind of weird. Like, I remember a Big Bird cake, and I remember a cake that was white, and it had a bowling alley, or a bowling lane on it. And I don't remember if it had, I think it had pins, but I don't remember if it had like a bowling ball. I don't know why. I remember a dog. I remember the earliest birthday I can remember, I was at Chuck E. Cheese, and I think I was at like kindergarten or something. Back before Five Nights at Freddy's was a thing. Oh god, those things are terrifying now. Ugh. They do still have those too, because I've been in a Chuck E. Cheese within the last couple of years, and they still have those damn things. Ugh, the bite of 87 or whatever the hell it was. That's, yeah, I really don't, like, as I get older, I don't really celebrate my birthdays, honestly. I mean, it's just another day as you get older. I mean, maybe that's kind of not good. Like, people will buy me lunch or something like that, but it's not something I celebrate excessively anymore, and I haven't for probably a decade and a half. Like, even when you turn 21, you know, you're supposed to go out and get smashed, but that's never really been my style. I think I was 21 when I had my first kid, so I don't think I've been drunk since then anyway. Almost 15 years. But yeah, there you go. We already did that one. What is your... Oh, God, I do not do this. I have zero dance skill whatsoever. What talent would you show off in a talent show? If I could sing, I would love to sing. You know what I've actually thought about doing? Like, this always comes into my mind, but I want to be one of those guys on a street corner, just waving to people, but I want to be in one of those stupid T-Rex outfits or something just to make people laugh. I think that's a talent. I don't know if that's really... I don't know if that's really... I mean, that's a question for other people to ask or say about me. Can I make people laugh? I don't know. That's probably what I would do if I could do stand-up comedy. I probably would do that, or just anything else where it's just, again, it all falls into entertainment. One of my favorite smells, mountains or ocean? I think the mountains are far less creepy. You don't got like the Kraken and shit coming out of the mountains. I think I'd... What is there to see and really either? I mean, the mountains would have a better view. Both you're equal likely to be horribly murdered. One by death creatures from under the abyss, and one from extreme elements when one bites into a York peppermint patty and finds themselves on the top of some mountain and they die because they bit a damn mint. Oh, I think overall I would do mountains, because that's really the only thing I miss about being on the West Coast, is seeing that kind of scenery in the background. Because over here in the Midwest, it's just all flat, so it's... I mean, it's kind of a minor thing now. You get used to it, but... we already did that one. What is my favorite book? I haven't had that one yet. Jesus, there are a lot of these. This is going to take like an hour. What is my favorite book? God. I don't know if I have a favorite book. I have series that I love. I need to get back into more audiobooks. That's what I really need to do this year. I wanted to start doing that this year. That is another thing that kind of fell off the list. Well, I started listening to podcasts, and that took the place of listening to books and doing book reviews. Like, I uploaded those like a month or two, or it's probably been longer than that, a couple months ago. Merged my two channels. All my old content is back up. My overall favorite book? The last... God, there's so many. How do you choose? How does one choose? How do I choose you? The last Harry Potter book, the last Hunger Games book, Mockingjay and Deathly Hallows. Oh God, there was a book about... It's like who's the author? Sarah Rosh or something like that. It was like like Fire and Ice or something like that. I really like that, but again, it's been so long. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I think Ice Like Fire. 90% of the people like this book. But yeah, I think I read the first one. Get that out of here a second. So this Ice Like Fire. So that is one that I think that one was based around seasons, and I remember liking that. But now I couldn't tell you what the hell happened in it because it's been so long since I've done that. The Serious Snow. Oh, she's got a couple of them out. Snow Like Ashes and Frost Like Night are other ones that apparently Sarah Rosh or Sarah Raz. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Sarah with no H and Raasch is her last name. If you are into that, she looks really young. She is. She's only 28 years old. Well done, ma'am. Well done. You are quite the author. Cranking out those books. That's one thing I like on my life bucket list. I've always wanted to write a book. But yeah, to pick a favorite, the whole Serious, or not Serious Sam. Oh god, now I can't remember what the hell that is called. Hard Luck Hank. That a lot of those books were fucking hilarious. But yeah, that's impossible just to pick one book out of there. Some of my heroes. What is your earliest memory? I think I mentioned that there was a Chuck E. Cheese thing, but I think there was one before that. Because the Chuck E. Cheese thing, I think I was in kindergarten. And I think my youngest memory is when we were in Montana when I was... Oh, it was a couple years before that. My family would have to help me with that one because I don't remember. I remember playing in like a little stream, but that's all I remember about that. Like I just remember a stream. I don't remember anything else. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. What would you do with a free afternoon? Hey, I've got several of those being on a work vacation. I would make a stupid ass YouTube video where I look up a random question generator and click for random questions and answer them for whoever wants to see. So yeah, what I've been doing, beta testing right now, MapleStory 2. That will take up a considerable amount of my time once that game is launched. Again, Pokemon Go. I play that for roughly 4 hours in the morning because I like to listen to the radio show, the morning radio show. If you haven't heard Free Beer and Hot Wings, they are pretty good. But yeah, I'm really just happy just not doing stuff for once and actually having time to go out and play that and then still be home and make a couple videos and still have like an ass load of time where I can do whatever I want. So that really... Sometimes doing nothing is just amazing. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? God, that's another rough one. I don't think I'd want invincibility or immortality because I think I want to die at some point. I mean, it sounds morbid, but would you think that you have to watch everybody else die? It's not something I want to go through. Being invisible would be kind of... it'd be neat, but it seems like you're asking for an accident, like somebody's gonna accidentally run you over with their car or something like that. I know you could just toggle it on and off, but I think the obvious choice was just being able to fly. There's really only so many, right? I want to fly on a giant surfboard. That character seems so silly. I'm sure there's more to him than that. Silver Surfer. I'm not gonna claim to know my video game, or not video game lore, but oh, I know he's got his own video game. Oh God, he's got his own video game on the NES. That's another story completely. But yeah, I think being able to fly, or just being able, actually just being able to, like Goku's instant transmission, where you just think about somewhere and you're there. I think that would be the happiest thing I could have, is just being able to just save all that transportation time. It's like, boy, I wish I was at this Pokemon gym that was in the middle of nowhere. You're there, hey! And there's a raid at it. Son of a bitch, you can't take it over. Pirates or ninjas? It depends what it is. I don't know. I'm gonna say pirates are more interesting. I don't really have that much. I think that was a game, Pirates and Ninjas, or Pirates versus Ninjas, TD, something like that. Anyway, pirates. Oh God, what is one of the great values that guides your life? I think that would go back to the whole entertainment thing, which I keep looking at my camera and I'm like leaning like this all the time. I'm not meaning to do that. What is one of the greatest value? I think the whole entertaining thing is just something that really makes me happy, so that's what I try to do. I try to make people laugh. I figure out what makes people laugh and try to do that to that person. Everybody's got different stuff that they find funny. But yeah, just being able to hopefully entertain people on YouTube and make people laugh. Favorite city? I don't have a favorite. Who's got a favorite city? That's another thing that kind of goes away as you get older, is just favorite stuff. It's like, I mean, I have colors that I like. I don't know if any of them are my favorite anymore. Favorite city. Good Lord. I don't think there is one, because they all have their pros and cons. Yeah, I kind of got to, I'll just say, frickin' balls. Yeah, I don't really have an answer to that, because like I said, as you get older, this kind of thing doesn't really, it's just not. Oh God. What's the story behind one of your scars? I have many scars. I like, there's one, oh, this one. I don't know, you probably can't see it, but like behind my mustache right here. When I was young, I was bored. So I went into the garage and I found a claw hammer. So hey, that looks like fun. So I was walking just out of the garage, just randomly beating on shit with a claw hammer, just poo, poo, poo. And then I got to a tire and I thought, oh yeah, that'd be bitching to hit that with a tire. So I came down and smashed that right on the tire. The back of the claw hammer came right back up and put a hole right here through whatever you call that. I forgot the name for this little chunk of skin, but I am amazed that it didn't bust out my teeth or something. But yeah, I needed stitches, and yeah, that was one of the more unpleasant things. Oh, it only says behind one. I think I have scars behind either this ear or this ear. I don't remember which one it was. But I was working on this old freestyle bike that I think used to be my oldest brother's. Like I just had spray painted it and stuff like that. And I was coming home, like I think my parents were coming home, and I was in the car and I saw my friends down the street outside playing basketball or something like that. They were dicking off in the front yard. So I got to the garage, hopped on this bike, and I started tearing ass down. I mean, it's probably like a football field to this dude's house, and I got most of the way there, and I think what happened was the front brakes fell off, and that bike came to an immediate stop. And I went flying over the handlebars and landed on the side of my head, and it folded my ear down like that, and then I just kind of slid along the ground, and there was blood, and I don't think I had to get stitches for that, but that kind of sucked. But I know I have scars. I can't see them on my own. Yeah, but I have tons of other scars. We already did this one. Favorite piece of clothing that I own? My Mr. Rogers shirt that says good vibes. That's one of my favorite. My Evolutions shirt. It's such a gamer thing to wear. It's just got the Eevee in front of it, and then like branching out is like the Espeon and the Jolteon and all your other Evolutions. I'm out of stuff to drink. At least it's cooling down in here. And these. Let me show you these things. These things are fucked up. I wear shoes until they quite literally fall off. So this is one of my shoes, and as you can see, there's a gigantic hole. I mean, do you see? These are perfectly intact, so you can kind of see like the sole and shit is falling out. But hey, bro, like I can see through my shoe. The other one isn't any better. I don't know what happened here. I think that's from trying to pull it on. But I think, yeah, they're both. This one's actually in no, it's not. Yeah, this one's got a really big hole too. Obviously, they're not waterproof, but they're super lightweight, probably because I've worn all the fabric out of them and all the rubber off of them. But I mean, it's still got tread on it. I mean, it's starting to lose its tread a little bit right there, but I mean, they're still good okie doke shoes. So those are actually one of my favorite pieces of clothing too. What issue we always speak of? Favorite city? One place you've... Oh, I haven't had this one. What's one place you've traveled that you never want to go back to? Holy shit. Ooh. I don't know if there's really that. Like, where I would never consider going back. I don't know. I don't think there's really a place that... Yeah, I really don't think this is kind of going to like. This kind of feels like the opposite of the what's your favorite city one. Like, what's your least favorite city? I mean, so I really don't have. I haven't found that place yet. I don't think I found that place yet. Favorite book? What dumb accomplishment are you most proud of? You're looking at it right now, making these videos that I've spent godly amounts of hours on. Hopefully, for the love of God, entertaining somebody out there somewhere. So that is my personal greatest accomplishment. I mean, obviously, kids are the obvious answer to that. So I was trying to think of something else other than that. Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing. Because it symbolizes more than that. It symbolizes stuff that... I'm sure I'm not the only one that does it, but it's just seeing something that you really want to do and then actually pursuing it. And it's kind of... Like, I went back not too long ago to one of my first videos. I'm like, oh, that's so bad. But I have vague memories of recording that. And it's so long ago now. It's probably like 6 years, going on 7 years. But yeah, I think YouTube is obviously one of the more things. I mean, it's not even really dumb. It's like I just act dumb. What fictional place would you like to... Hogwarts, please. What was the best piece of advice you ever received? God, there are a lot of these questions. What's the best piece of advice I've ever received? I think just... I mean, it's really... I should have had my phone plugged in this whole time. It'd be charged by now. Just be yourself. Don't be someone you're not to please others. I think that's really... everybody would be happiest that way, I think, at the end of the day. But, yeah, I think that's probably the best advice. But, that's something you're going to figure out on your own eventually, I think. Pancakes or waffles? Who are some of your heroes? What? Okay. When was the last time you changed your opinion about something major? 1.5 years ago? For things I've never talked about on this channel. I think that was the most recent thing. So I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm just trying to think if there's anything else since then. So, so I got divorced a year and a half, 2 years ish ago. I think that process started, and at at the end of it, just like since then, I just even like getting married again is just something that just no, like something I don't want to do. Um, I've already been there and done that. It's just not something that I don't want to go into detail. I don't want to say like it was all a negative experience because it wasn't. That would be bullshit to say that. But it's just I just don't think it's something I would be happy doing again because it seems like I mean I put a lot of thought into it. It just seems like the risks of it outweigh the benefits. Just in my opinion. Just for me, just for my opinion. If you want to get married, go ahead and get married. I'm not against that whatsoever. It's just for me. I think I'm better off just kind of doing my own thing. Like even like relationships, I don't. It's just not something that not something I'm really just interested in, and I haven't been since then. And it's been almost 2 years since that major mindset kind of flipped, and I guess maybe it could go back someday, but I mean, if it's been 2 years, I might be just kind of set in that way. So, I mean, it's not really a happy thing, I guess, depending on how you look at it. But that's the most recent one that because it says what is the last time you changed your opinion on something major, and I guess it's arguably major. I mean, I don't want any more kids. I have three, so I mean that's more than enough. I don't need any more kids. I think three is the perfect amount. I don't want more than three. Three is the perfect amount. What are you natural at? What is one of the greatest values? What is your superpower? What is your favorite smells? Pizza or tacos? Overall, I'm gonna lean towards pizza. I think there's a lot more customization you can do with a pizza than you could with a taco. Right, Mr. Duck? Oh, did you open your eyes because I clicked on you? No, no, you're just that's where you were in the loop. Okay. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater of tacos, but I just think pizza takes the win of that. Oh God, would you rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or well, I think I'd rather be broken ski lift or a broken elevator. Well, if I'm on a broken ski lift, I'm assuming it's cold as balls outside. So, and I'm assuming an elevator is like in an office building where the temperature would be okay. So if I'm stuck in either one and I had to be stuck, probably the elevator. I think I'd go with the elevator. Favorite city, worst movie, mountains or ocean? I already showed you my shoes of death. Nope. Okay, I think. Oh, do you have any nick? Oh, Jesus Christ! I got a lot of nicknames. Um, so I there's a handful of people that call me Two Shades because at work I'm notorious rapper Two Shades of Nasty, NAS-T. If you were wondering about that, I had several albums out. Only I do concerts behind big lots every now and then, but yeah, I haven't done that in a little while. No new albums dropping anytime recently. As far as I think that's all like the nicknames. I wrote once hamster cage on something, so now one of my friends will joke with me about that every now and then. I think that's all the ones that like the people I talk to in real life. And I mean obviously talk. People will call me that online because my name is way too long. It's only about 800 syllables. And let's see, there's a lot of my old Maple friends call me Tub Tub because I had a character who I remade who is a fighter girly called that. What is all this stuff? But yeah, her name is Tabraya, So people started calling me Tub Tub because I played for years and years with these people. One of my online friends calls me Cactus. Again, because I had a character when I met her. That was that. Cactus pokey things. And then yet another one. I don't remember. I'd have to ask. Let me find out. Because there's another friend that I talk to who I call Banana. And I think it's like, I don't think it's like a racist thing, but she's Asian, so like yellow came up for some reason. It's not a racist thing. It's just something that let me ask her. Let's see if she's on. What did oo call me, if anything? I forgetted. Don't you autocorrect forgetted? If you're not going to correct the just letter U. So yeah, I think that's all of them I can think of. I used to go by DJ when I was younger, like online, but that's pretty much it for that. Best thing, what bends your mind? Talent, languages. If you had to change your name, what would you change it to? I don't mind my name. I kind of like my name. If you weren't, for those of you, if you're seeing this on YouTube, my name is Daniel, and I don't mind my name. I think I got a decent name out of that. So, if you had to change it, what would you change it to? It said if you had to. Barry Dinpoon. That's what I would change my name to. Barry Dinpoon. What language did you speak? What was the last time you changed it? What's on your bucket list? Natural. I think we might have gone through. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that would be. That would be a question for my family, because I don't know like what they would always. What story would they? I have no idea. I'll be honest. I have zero clue about that one. So have we? Oh, what incredibly strong opinion do you have that is completely unimportant in all of them? I don't really have any incredibly strong opinions, but all of them are unimportant in the grand scheme of things. It's like I said, even stuff like politics and stuff, I was really into that when I was in my 20s, but it just became, a lot of that stuff became unimportant, and there's just bigger and better. Oh, jeez. Well, you can't tell what I look up, can you? Well, yeah. Yeah, like I said, it just, a lot of the opinions and stuff, it's all opinion. It's all each individual person's opinion, and like in the grand scheme of things, just none of it really matters. I mean, we're all going to be dead in 100 years, and my opinion won't matter then. Anyway, so oh god, the class clown. I've always been that way since high school, since middle school, since elementary school. I'm always kind of the not so much the goof off, but like the joker, and the guy making people laugh. I don't think she's on. She's off doing more important things. All right, what is the last book you gave up on and stopped reading? I think I was trying to go through. I think I was trying to go through the Sue Grafton books. If you don't know who Sue Grafton is, she is the lady that made, like, A is for Alibi and B is for Burglar, and they're all crime novels. I think I started to do, it was probably like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, where I was trying to go through all of those audiobooks, and I got maybe like 7 into it. And then it just, I tried to go back and listen to A again. It just hasn't aged well, in my opinion. I mean, maybe maybe it was the day that I don't know. Maybe it didn't seem interesting to me that day. Not that she's a bad author. I mean, I like her books. But yeah, that's really all there is to say about that, I think. If you lost all of your possessions but one, what would you want it to be? Well, I don't give a shit about that stuff. I'm trying to get rid of a lot of this crap. Are you kidding? I'm not a minimalist, but I do want to downsize terribly. Like, I've been slowly bringing boxes home and just, here you go, Goodwill. You guys throw this stuff away, so I don't have to feel bad throwing this away. If you lost all your... I think the computer. I think that's really about it. Because this is, if I'm home, this is where I am, sitting in front of this thing. I mean, I have all my consoles and stuff back there, but they don't get a lot of use anymore. So, pretty sure, ooh, the phone would be a tough one too. Between computer and phone, which one would I have to give up? I'd have to become a Pokemon Go spoofer. I think I would give up the phone because, yeah. I'm probably spending way too much gas money on that anyway. All right, computer it is. Computer wins by a nose. If you, oh God, there's so many. If you were a vegetable, what vegetable would you be? I would be a corn because I have plenty of corny jokes. And I'm always willing to lend an ear. Like them apples. All right. Created a change name. What language do you speak? What is your best bucket list? What is my worst habit? Ew. What is my worst habit? Probably biting my nails. I don't do that a lot anymore. Sometimes I feel like I swear too much. But it depends. Like, yeah. Other than, I don't think I have a lot of bad habits. Other than, yeah, biting my nails. Like, I don't do it nearly as much as I used to. Thankfully, because they're kind of nasty right now. But clean out it. But yeah, biting nails. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's really about it. Like, I don't have anything that I would consider a really bad habit. Like, people would say video games, but, like, the way I see video games is that's how I leave reality for a little while. And as long as everything else is done and you have free time, then, well, that's your time. That's always, like, weird, too, because the people that give me shit about playing a lot of video games are the people that sit there and watch TV for hours. So I don't know. I don't get it. I think that's, like, really all I can think of off the top of my head. Scars, superpower, fictional plays, people come for you. What inspires you to be better? Oh, gee, I think a lot of that has the videos I mentioned earlier, like the people that like are just less, like they have less than I do, but like they're really happy, like getting, like the whole hearing thing and the seeing colors, like the people that like they didn't have it and they were just living just as happily like before, maybe. Like, I don't know. I can't speak for those people, but stop it. Inspires me to be better. Who? Like, who specifically? TV's Tony Danza. No, just, again, I think this goes back to role models. So, I mean, you could go to, like, YouTubers, like all the people I interact with day to day. For the most part, yeah, that's kind of a, I mean, it's kind of a lame answer, but last book, lost all your possessions, you had to change your name, what one place oh God, that one's really coming back. If you could live in a book, TV show, or movie, Harry Potter. Would you rather be stuck in a broken immersed movie, fictional place, best thing you can got from it? Corny. So I think I may have finally gone through all of this stuff. Oh wait, did I say favorite candy? I think that said favorite candy. I'm gonna cycle through it a little bit. Change name. What makes you cry? Familiar. Family. Tell about nasty shoes. Favorite city. Yeah, it was. It was favorite candy. So, oh, that's kind of evolved over time. So the weird thing about like I started keto, and that's how I lost a lot of my weight. So I stopped eating carbs and stopped eating sugar for several months, and it just I just kind of came off. For some reason, I don't know what they're called. I don't have that wrapper back there because I just finished a bag of them. But the fruit slices, like I know there's an orange slices, but the ones I get are it's like multiple. So there's like yellow and red and green, and I hated those before that. It's that. So those fruit slice things that I hated before, and the other thing that I just eat the hell out of is spice drops. Like I've never liked those. And like I'll get a bag every weekend. There's like a spider crawling up the wall. So I'll get like a bag of those every weekend, and I don't know like what shifted in my palate or whatever, because I just love those now. For some reason I can't quit eating those. It's really weird that it shifted like that. But do you ever oh god, yes, all the time. Like I was just doing that earlier. Wonderwall is one of my favorite songs to sing. Like older boy band stuff, like Bye 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 by NSYNC, like catchy shit like that. Um, Walk the Moon, Shut Up and Dance. That's one of my favorite songs to sing. I'm sure there's more. Nothing's jumping out at me right away. If I could sing Malhari, I would. Malhari? Yeah. You can look that up on YouTube because that is badass. I can't understand any of it because it's in one of the Indian languages like Hindi or Hindu or no, Hindi is the language. Hindu is a religion. So you could look that up because that's a pretty badass song. I don't, like I said, I don't understand any of it, but that is something I will jam to all day long. I think that's everything that comes to my head immediately. So have I finally gone through everything? Fictional place, vegetable, change your name. What do you like most about your family? They're my family. I love my family. I don't know. They all have different characteristics, and they're just all people that I enjoy being around. They're all fun people. What do I like most? I mean, I like them because they're my family. I mean, you have to, or you'll get blacklisted by the society. But what do I like? Like immediate family or just the whole family? I don't think it really matters. They're very supportive. Like all of them are just supportive as hell. So I think that is probably the primary driving factor behind any of that. Friday afternoon. Who is one? I don't. That's another thing that I kind of throw that in line with. Stop it. Oh, actually, you can turn off. You're only 17%. Who? I don't want to name names because, like, you don't have. There's a lot of people I really like, and I would put a lot of those people on the same level. But as far as being like a best friend, I haven't had a best friend in a very long time. I like a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. But yeah, I love all my friends. I love you, bro. I love you. That's yeah. I don't want to go too much into that because there's not really much to say about it. Oh dear. Every time I think I'm done, I cycle through and I end up finding another thing. But I've been at this almost an hour and a half now. Earliest memory, I did that one. I think I think we've done it. I think we have. All right, if there's not anything in the next 10, I'm going to consider that we have done it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Oh, God, it's a new one. Have I ever saved someone's life? I don't believe so. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I highly doubt it. I hope so, one day. I would love to be able to save somebody's life if I could. I hope I've turned attitudes around, like people are having a bad day, and I think that's like the most I've ever done. But I think that would be a little extreme. Nobody's ever told me that, at least. Yeah, not to the best of my knowledge, no. So we'll go to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, I think we are done. That is, I'm really running out of questions to answer here, so it's kind of an FAQ, kind of a just me bullshitting into the camera for an hour and 20 minutes. So that is that. I have answered almost every question. I'm sure there's one that I missed. How many pencils can you shove up your nose? Answer 6. 6 is the answer. What is the greatest values to guide your life? But that is it for now. Yeah, there's not really much to say about it. If you go on a... And there's not even anything for you guys to do if you come to this website. So you can watch the duck float around. But that is all the questions. Ending this makes me cry. But yeah, that is all the questions in the random question generator. Thanks for sitting through this shit. It was kind of fun. Gives me something different to do other than play games. I'm Takamazoc. I'll see you later.